Hello, this is the Gustavus Adolphus College Robotics team. My name is Ronald Parby. I'm a sophomore, and on this project, I helped with the sensors and integrating the sensors and also with some data analysis.
My name is Thomas Hugard. I'm a senior computer science and mathematics dual major. On this project, I was the team leader, and I also worked on the communications equipment and programming. And the two of us will be giving you our presentation for our final report.
So these are images of our final rover. So at the base we see the tank that was given to us. So with that we cut the top part off to reduce weight and also provide a flat surface for our mobile unit. And with that unit we have like different sensors like integrated on it. We have our LiDAR, our light sensors, our gyro, accelerometer, and we also have our magnetic sensor. And along with that, there's an XV, which we transferred information onto like the Earth base for analysis.
So after the rover was fully assembled, I performed some testing on the duration of the batteries for the Arduino camera and tank, since there were three separate power systems. The Arduino and tank batteries both lasted the longest of up to 30 minutes with no signs of stopping. So after 30 minutes of play, the tank was still mobile, and also data was being collected and sent over XP the entire time. The camera system, however, was not so robust, and the quality of the video stream diminished significantly after just a few minutes of operation, and then would cut out completely after around half an hour. So we knew that was our limiting factor.
So our exploration first involved deploying the rover to the moon. So after deploying it, we first drove the rover around to get a sense of the area and the region we're dealing with. So while we're driving the rover, we were observing our area through like our camera, and that feed was transferred to a monitor. And at the same time, we're also recording sensor data. So our full exploration took approximately 30 minutes, and during these 30 minutes, we drove through all areas that were possible and noted down our observations to try and draw a map of the area as well as recorded sensor data. So for our discoveries, the major things we discovered through the camera was we observed various crystals and rocks, like rocks of different kinds, but with our camera quality like reducing over time, we were not able to tell the exact type of crystals and rocks they were, but we did notice that. We also noticed a ramp, and on top of the ramp, there was this base which had the label the Sentinel ACC on top of that. So we noticed that, and there were some kind of gems surrounding the Sentinel ACC. Beneath the ramp, we also noticed a cave with crystals of various kinds and large gravels. And the cave was also filled with sand, as we noticed. These were like the main like observations we made through our camera about the area.
Okay, so during our exploration, we were unfortunately unable to collect a lot of useful sensor information. We did, however, get some usable information from the magnetic field detector and the LiDAR. So using the LiDAR, we believe that the main explorable area was around 2.5 meters on a side, and that beyond those 2.5 meters, the cave had an additional depth of around 1.5 meters. So here is a graph of our magnetic field data over time. First, you can see that it's drifting over time, so we're really only interested in the differentials here. And it's also quite noisy. However, those two arrows are pointing to sections that we believe represent actual magnetic information. And those spikes correspond to when the rover was near the left side of the Sentinel base for the left arrow, and for the right arrow, that corresponds to inside the cave near the field of gravel.
So this is a kind of rough sketch of the observations we made with our camera. So there we see the ramp with the Sentinel ACC and the rocks, and beneath that we see the cave. We also notice our central unit placed at the central part of the area as long as some rocks. This was like a kind of rough observation we made with our camera.
So we had plenty of challenges with our exploration. The first of which was that it was difficult to maintain radio communication between the tank and the tank's controller. The second was that we had difficulty climbing up the ramp to gain access to the Sentinel base. As mentioned before the testing, the camera quality got progressively worse as time went on, which made it more difficult to see things. Um, an unexpected challenge was that the LEDs we brought for headlights were actually too bright, and it made it very difficult to actually read the Sentinel's name on the sign. And then finally, after trying to drive over a large field of sand, it gummed up the tracks and the rover was unable to move.
So this was the report on the exploration, and thank you very much for your time.